Hey everyone, thank you so much for coming to my channel, D versus Debt. This is D and it is Savings Challenge Saturday. Woo! Today I'm starting with a brand new one. I went and purchased the Budget Labs Nickel Challenge from her store, so I was super excited to be her very first official sale. So I'm going to be leaving her link in my description box if you want to go check out her printables. And then I went digging in the car to try to find more than one sad little nickel, which is what you see here. Remember, I keep a cup of change in my car and I use that to pay for stuff, so I usually deplete it pretty quickly. And sure enough, there was only one nickel. So for this one, I was hoping to find like 3 or 4 so that I could start like by filling in this box or, you know, something like that. But you are basically gonna save up. It's in different increments, so it starts with 1 nickel, 2 nickel, 3 nickel, all the way down. By the time you fill in this chart, you're going to have $3,339.75 saved up just in nickels, which is mind-blowing. It, for me, is going to take a lot longer than $365. I'm just going to be adding change as I get it. So for me, I'll end up being like a 88-year-old lady with my jar of nickels going in to cash it in and get all this money, you know, sometime in the far, far future. Since it's just one sad little nickel, I'm just going to use shot glass for now. So ta-da, it's officially stuffed. Eventually, when I build up my nickels, I'll invest in a cute little coin jar, piggy bank, or things like that. I wanted to show you my shot glass though. For those of you all that are Stanhope fans, I know there were a few killer termites I signed up for my channel, so shout out to you all if you're actually watching my videos. Okay, so I have 1 nickel in there, so I'm going to go ahead and fill this in. When I saw this challenge listed in her Etsy shop, I thought it was hilarious because it's unique. I've never seen a nickel challenge, and because I love a change, because I always have that in my car. So I thought, ooh, totally got this. I can do this challenge with no problem. And I like the fact that it reminds me of Nickelback. So like, here's my Nickelback right here. And hopefully you have Nickelback songs stuck in your head. It's also nice to color in, so as you can see by these challenges, I'm coloring impaired, and so this is nice because it just went, you know, swipe, swipe with my highlighter, and I was good to go. So there's my first official challenge stuffed. So now it's time to start in on my savings challenges. The link to my Etsy shop is in my description box, and that's where you're going to see all of these, except for the last couple that I do at the end. So the way I do this, if you're new to my channel, is that I save aside rollover money from my budgeted spending, and sometimes I have to steal from other envelopes. So for this week here, from the 1st to the 7th, for that week, my spending, I had budgeted 40 for groceries, spent 29, so I had a rollover of 11. I had budgeted 20 for home, didn't spend anything, so all 20 rolled over. Gas, I budgeted 20, spent 30 again, so I went over by $10 again, because again, gas prices are just ridiculous right now. And for health, I had a budget of 20, spent 24, so I went over by 4. So adding these two numbers and subtracting these two where I went over gave me a rollover total of $17. So it's 5, 10, 15, 16, 17. And then in addition to that, I have the money that I have set aside for my New Year's challenge, as well as for my turkey challenge and my Black Friday challenge. So we'll see how all of that works out. So let's go ahead and do the bingo. Nice. Oh, I'm so relieved. Thank goodness for that itty bitty number, because $17 is not going to get me very far. So I was actually nervous about having a small number this week. So whew, dodged a bullet there. So for my bingo challenge, here go my 5. And let's see. This one by far is the one that's the fattest because it's the one that I'm almost finished with. So it is 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 200, 20, 40, 60, 65, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75. $275. So very close. Filled out all the B's now with today's challenge. I's and N's and G's are all done, so that means I only have 22 $224 left before I completed my goal of saving up $325. So very, very excited about that. Let's move on to the alphabet challenge. All right, E, sweet. I was nervous for no reason because E is only $5. So E for excellent. I did not wipe out my bank account. This is so great. But I'm probably jinxing myself because chances are I'm rolling low numbers. That probably means I'm going to get a turkey for my last challenge, for my Thanksgiving challenge. We'll see how that goes. All right, so for the alphabet challenge, 20, 40, 60, 70, 75, 80, 81, $82. This one is for my teacher wardrobe when I go back to school in August, when I'm done with sabbatical. So that's a pretty good chunk of change right now. And I like how this is looking now that it's starting to get filled in. I'm liking the aesthetic of that. All right, so there is that challenge. So that means I have 5, 6, 7 for my other challenges. So let's see how I spread this money around. This one always gets funded no matter what, whether or not I have rollover money or not, because I made sure to set aside money for this every week. So this is to save up for New Year's, to do something exciting to celebrate the new year. Little Captain Obvious moment right there. That means that I'll put the date that this represents in terms of Fridays, because these are all Fridays leading up to New Year's Eve, which lands on a Friday. So I'm halfway there, halfway done with the challenge. So I got my $10 out. Here's my cute little challenge box from Cynthia and Cassie J Budgets Etsy shop. And here's my beautiful unicorn envelope. There goes the 10. So it's hard to believe. It feels like I just started this challenge and I'm already halfway done. Can't believe New Year's is so close. All right, that takes care of that. I'm sad to report that I did not meet this challenge this week. I failed. There's not one day that I walked over 10,000 steps, but I did run my mouth a lot. So I don't know if that counts. So I was glued to my computer. Remember, I was working on that scholarly paper, was stressing out about it. So all this time was spent in front of the computer. And a couple nights ago, I met with a couple of my classmates and we vented, which was so nice because I thought I was the only one struggling. So it's nice to hear other people be like, no, this is crazy, so much work, blah, 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 this and that. So it felt good to know I'm not the only one that was struggling. So even though I didn't walk my legs, I ran my mouth and I'm so glad for it. So nothing for this week. So I'm excited. I didn't think I was gonna have any money left for this challenge, but I do have a 5 in here. So woot woot, we get to color that in. So let me see what color. All right, so this periwinkle-ish blue is gonna be the color for this week, which is pretty fitting because I was feeling pretty blue. But I finished that dang paper, turned it in, so I won't be feeling blue after that, so hurrah. Okay, so let's get my $5 envelope. And that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. So that takes care of that. That means I've got $2 left. So what I'm gonna do is use those leftover dollars to put into my invest envelope. 1, 2, 3, 4, oops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. $11, and I'm shooting for the end of the month when I will invest this dinero. So let's see how much will build up between now and then. And speaking of investing, I did put $100 into my Roth IRA. So during my Transfer Tuesday, I talked about how I opened up my Roth IRA through Fidelity. So I want to kind of differentiate because this is my 100 that went into Fidelity. So I think I'm going to do the opposite and color the outside a different green, and then the inside another color, and that's just going to help me differentiate. Like, one is from my credit union Roth and the other one is from my Fidelity Roth. All right, messy, just like my life. All right, on to the next. I'm gonna change my IOU because I still haven't deposited any money into there. You all, my subscriber count has jumped up to 577 the last time I checked, which is just mind blowing. I have to say thank you to Chrissy at the Mom Life, because I know I owe that jump to her. Today she featured me because I film a day ahead of time, so it's Friday actually, and she shouted out my shop, sent people over there. People bought printables, which I was just so blown away and, you know, thankful for, because that was just amazing. Everybody's love and support. So thank you so much for that. And so a few people did end up, in addition to buying printables, they also subscribed to my channel. So just mind blown. So grateful, and just thank you for that. So that puts me right here in the next row. So it's just crazy to me that the numbers have jumped to this. So very thankful for all of you that have subscribed. So thank you for subscribing. Thank you for being here and watching. You have no idea how much that means. So I'm right here, and eventually when I rob a bank or something, I'll have this money to put aside for this savings challenge. And speaking of robbing a bank, this is basically what I have to do for this one. I have to get ready for Black Friday for my dang phone. So I'm filling in all of these. Each of them is $20. That's going to be $100 set aside to try to buy a phone. I was feeling pretty beat up about that, and then the other night on Chrissy's live, Jordan Budgets talked about the fact that she has an iPhone SE and it's lasted her years and it only cost her about $300. And she drops it all the time and it hasn't broken. So I'm like, sold. That's the phone I need. So I'm gonna wait for Black Friday if my phone can make it that long, and try to score a good deal. And if I can't, then I'll buy the SE and hopefully it'll be affordable. So I actually had to run to the ATM to pull out the money for this, and I was just kind of whimpering like, oh boy, $100 is a lot of money. But a phone is just a necessity in these times, and especially, you know, I use it to film, I use it to edit, I use it for school, I use it for just everything. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, all colored in and ready to go into my Black Friday envelope. So that puts me at 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 200. $200. Ay, Dios mío, that's a lot of money. I can't believe phones are so expensive. I'm just so salty about that. So let's just not dwell on that. I don't want to ruin my day. Now it is time for the turkey challenge, or the Thanksgiving challenge. So I'm using Latina Budgets Thanksgiving printable as a game. So this is modified. I'm not going to be filling out the whole thing for the $350. I'm just going to make it random. So maybe I'll end up like with half of it. But let's see. Today, when I get a turkey, a leaf, or a wishbone. please, 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 wishbone. Let's see. Feeling lucky. Let me see. All right, no wishbone still, but a leaf. I will happily take a leaf because that is just $10. So this is a speed leaf because I colored it. Looks like I'm on speed trying to color that. Oh my gosh, that came out terrible. All right, so there's that. So I've got $5, $6, $7, $8, $9, $10 for that envelope. And let's see. So I got 20, 40, 60, 65, 70, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, $80. This turkey is stuffed full with $80. And my wallet and my bank account are empty. All right, so that is that. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have an awesome Saturday.